I know that some of you will not think this news story is important, but I've been an accountant for a long time, and something I have learned is that understanding someone's relationship can be more important than the money. I have seen successful men lose everything because of a woman. Have any of you seen that happen? I would not be surprised if you have. So when we talk about Elon Musk, I am concerned about his relationships. But it's not his money I'm worried about. It's our money. That is our hard-earned taxpayer dollars that I don't want to see wasted because of a woman. So this week we're going to ask the question, is Elon Musk dating AOC? Before I get into this story, I know you're going to immediately say, "You're crazy, Zach. AOC is engaged." And this is true. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC, is currently engaged to Riley Roberts. But since when has an engagement stopped a disreputable woman from sleeping around? So before you judge me too quickly, just wait until you see what I've dug up. Let me start with some background so you understand what is going on. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world and owns companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and X.com. Elon is leading DOGE. This is the new Department of Government Efficiency under Donald Trump with the goal of eliminating waste and abuse. It has been less than a month, and already DOGE has been hugely successful. They have reported saving $55 billion. This includes canceling outrageous contracts for promoting LGBT, ESG, and DEI issues, many in foreign countries. Here's one example of a contract that was canceled for $8.2 million that was used to study cow farts and their effect on the environment. The scientists were strapping these machines to the cows and tracking their farts. Why are we spending money on this? Do you think this is a good use of your tax dollars? Look at this poor cow. He certainly doesn't look very happy. DOGE is exposing example after example of outrageous fraud. Then Elon Musk discovered that we've been sending Social Security checks to dead people. DOGE posted this chart showing who is listed as alive in the Social Security database by age group. Immediately you can see who are all these old people who are over 100 years old. Specifically, who's this one person who's over 360 years old? That means they were born prior to 1665, before the United States was even formed. I don't know about you, but I think someone should look into whether these people are receiving Social Security checks. This also exposes a larger problem. If you add up all these living people, the total amount is 398.4 million people. The population of the US is only 334.9 million people. That means there are 63.5 million people with Social Security numbers unaccounted for in the United States. Who are all these phantom people? It sounds to me like someone is handing out fake Social Security numbers to people in order to change their identity. Just to give you one example, there's been questions for a long time about the Social Security number of Barack Obama. We know he uses this number because it was listed on his tax forms. Only this Social Security number was from a batch that was issued in Connecticut in 1977. If Barack Obama was born in Hawaii, like we've all been told, how did he get a Social Security number issued from Connecticut? Or is he using a fake Social Security number? Is Barack Obama really who he says he is? Why doesn't Elon Musk look into that? Or more importantly, is Michelle Obama really who she says she is? So DOGE has been wildly successful. It's been way more successful than I think anyone was expecting. It's like if you purchased a car and you thought you bought a Toyota Prius, and then when you go to the dealership to pick it up, you found out it was a Tesla Cybertruck. What do you think of DOGE so far? Let me know in the comments down below. I will tell you personally, I'm ecstatic, but also outraged at the same time. $55 billion of fraud? How are these people not in jail? The government put all those other people in jail for simply walking through the Capitol building. For $55 billion in fraud, how are none of these people in jail? I want a refund. I want my money back. I didn't pay taxes for this. Well, it turns out, just this week, Elon Musk posted that he is checking with President Trump about sending tax refund checks to all Americans as part of a DOGE dividend to give the savings back to the taxpayers. Are you kidding me? Is this really happening? We elected Donald Trump to be president, and he's going to make us all rich. Now, of course, the Democrats have all lost their minds over DOGE. They cannot handle the idea that the government would actually give money back to the people. Here's how they describe DOGE in the mainstream media. It was reported by John Oliver. Even if the faucets get turned back on completely, which they almost certainly won't, huge damage will still have been done. For instance, USAID funds things like antiretroviral treatments that prevent HIV being transmitted to babies before, during, and after birth. As one agency employee puts it, just a few days into the pause, already, at a minimum, 300 babies that wouldn't have had HIV now do, which is terrible, especially given that without treatment, up to 30% of HIV-infected children die by their first birthday. Another worker characterized this as the richest person in the world taking away from the poorest people in the world. People will die from this, like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Did you hear that? That was John Oliver explaining that Elon Musk is literally killing babies. He's killing babies. Now, I don't mean to be crude, but how is that our problem? How are these babies in Africa or Indonesia or wherever they are, how are they America's problem? I am not paying taxes to fund medical care for all the babies around the world. Americans don't even have their own health care. Why are we paying for other countries? If those other countries do not want their babies to die, maybe they should take care of their own babies. It's not our problem. And I have to say, why is anyone listening to this British guy? Why would I take advice from a country where they spell the word color with a U? Are you telling me there's a silent U? That doesn't even make any sense. Also, why would I listen to anything from Britain when the last thing they gave to America was this guy? So John Oliver, the only thing I have to say to you is that the last time I had to care about a British person's opinion of me was 1776. Despite all the success of DOGE, I have started to worry about Elon Musk. If you followed Elon Musk's story, you know that he has a troubled past with women. For instance, he used to date Amber Heard. That's right, the same Amber Heard from the trial with Johnny Depp. In fact, Amber Heard dumped Elon Musk. Right after the breakup, Elon Musk did an interview with Rolling Stone where he said, "I just broke up with my girlfriend. I was really in love, and it hurt bad. Well, she broke up with me more than I broke up with her, I think. I've been in severe emotional pain for the last few weeks." I hate to tell you this, Elon, but you dodged a bullet with that one. Elon Musk was so broken up over Amber Heard that, according to a source inside Warner Brothers, Elon Musk had one of his litigators send a scorched earth letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if they did not bring Amber Heard back for the sequel of Aquaman. So let me see if I understand this. This crazy lady dumps Elon. He watches the trial where we found out that Amber Heard poops in the bed, and then he contacts the studio to get her job back. I'm going to be brutally honest here. Elon Musk seems to be a little helpless when it comes to women. What is he doing? How can a man be this smart and successful and at the same time be completely clueless about women? Last week was Valentine's Day. I don't know if you've ever had a bad Valentine's Day, but I think that Elon Musk probably had the worst Valentine's Day ever. Just imagine, he's sitting alone in the White House. He's exhausted from working so hard. He's running on lack of sleep, and he doesn't have anyone for Valentine's Day. This poor man, I feel so bad for him. We know that he's not dating anyone for Valentine's Day because he spent the whole day posting on social media. Now, if you're on a hot date, you're not going to be spending your time posting, if you know what I mean. What I find especially heartbreaking was in this onslaught of lonely posts, Elon posted this of a Tesla robot that says, "Happy Valentine's Day," with heart emojis. What made this even worse was that night, conservative pundit Ashley St. Clair posted this statement on X announcing that she had secretly given birth to Elon Musk's child. Elon responded when he reposted a post by the controversial conservative pundit Milo Yiannopoulos, claiming that Ashley St. Clair had plotted for half a decade to ensnare Elon Musk. This included a screenshot with a message from Ashley that reads, "I need it to get Elon Musk's attention for a marriage proposal." Elon Musk responds with a post that reads, "Whoa." What is even more shocking than this announcement by Ashley is the realization that Elon Musk gets his news from Milo Yiannopoulos. Ashley then responds with, "Elon, we've been trying to communicate for the past several days and you have not responded." I'm not going to continue with all the back and forth in these posts, but in general, this lady seems crazy. She's choosing Valentine's Day to put her baby's daddy on notice in front of the whole world. Then the following day, she gives an exclusive interview to the New York Post about their relationship. That's crazy, and I'm not the only person to think so.
This is her in this like swanky New York apartment, which is described as like lavish. Here she is with the floor to ceiling windows and the great views. And all I can think as I look at this is your life is the way it is because you decided it would be, because of your choices, madam. Like you set it up this way. I posted on Twitter. You can have a swanky New York apartment. You could earn money and actually wind up renting one yourself. You could also find a man who wants to marry you and raise children with you and who won't have other women in his life at the same time. All of this is available to you, not just her, but any woman. You do not have to make a choice where you try to bang the billionaire to get his baby so that he'll put you up in some lavish New York City apartment and take care of you for the rest of his life and then be shocked when he doesn't actually want to have a relationship with you. And the only way you can maybe get him to respond to you is via tweet. I'm sorry, but again, you made choices. They were very bad ones. And these are the consequences of that.
What is really revealing about this whole situation about Ashley St. Clair is how their relationship got started. She explains that Elon sent her a direct message, a tactic known as sliding into your DMs. After that interaction, she flew to X headquarters to do an interview with Elon. After the interview, he asked her on a date to go on a trip with him to Rhode Island. So we can see Elon Musk's method for picking up women. They will interact on X.com, he will slide into her DMs, then he will get them pregnant. This is another child for Elon Musk in a long string of children by different women. This chart shows the 13 documented children by Elon Musk by 4 different women. So I think you can see from all of this that Elon Musk has a problem. This is a problem. It's a pretty obvious problem. Now, as far as problems goes, having a weakness for crazy women is not the worst problem in the world. Unlike some other powerful people, at least he's not a pedophile. But this got me thinking. If according to Ashley's own post, Elon Musk had not communicated with her for several days, who was that Valentine's Day post for? Let's switch gears and talk a little bit about AOC. AOC is a congresswoman from New York City and one of the most liberal members in Congress. And when I say liberal, I'm talking about communism. That's how far left she is. Several people have commented that she is very good looking. Here's conservative pundit Alex Stein saying that AOC is a big booty Latina.
I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
I want to do a little selfie.
I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress.
Now, personally, I don't find AOC to be that attractive, but Alex Stein and several others have all commented on how good looking she is. And I have to note that she does look like Elon Musk's type. If you look at his last few girlfriends, he was dating Grimes longer than anyone else, and now Ashley St. Clair. He has a type of woman that he's attracted to, and AOC appears to match that type. Oh yeah, and just like his previous girlfriends, AOC is also crazy. She's constantly demonizing rich people in speeches. She wore a dress to the Met Gala with the slogan, "Tax the Rich." Just so you are aware, tickets to the Met Gala are $30,000 or more. Doesn't that contradict your message if you're hanging out at swanky exclusive events with wealthy elitists? It sounds to me like she's a hypocrite. In the past, AOC has frequently attacked Elon Musk when he has not caved to the Democrats' demands. But guess what kind of car she drives? A Tesla.
You were quoted back in July saying you look forward to buying a union-made electric vehicle, but you currently have a non-union-made Tesla. UAW already makes some electric vehicles.
Yes.
So why wasn't that? Is it a problem with the quality? Is it a problem with the style? Is the market just not there?
No, our car was purchased during the pandemic when before a vaccine had come out. So travel between New York and Washington, the safest way that we had determined was an EV, but that was prior to some of the new models coming out on the market that had the range available. But we're actually looking into trading in our car now. So we're looking into it, and hopefully we will soon.
It sounds to me like she's a hypocrite. Then she constantly bashes white men.
My Republican colleagues are going to say empty words about discrimination in the workplace today. They're going to play on fear and provide yet another opportunity for radical right-wing extremism, the kind that says if you're not white or cisgender or straight or a man, you don't deserve equal rights, protections over your own body, and the ability to have control over your own life to take root. But we're not going to fall for it, and we're not going to let them get away with it. I yield back.
If she hates straight white men so much, why is she engaged to a straight white man? It sounds to me like she's a hypocrite. Then there was the parking lot incident. In 2019, photographs of AOC were released showing her crying at a border fence over a tent city for illegal immigrant children. Right-wing media immediately started criticizing the photos as staged. They claimed that AOC was fake crying when there was not even any children there. A conservative pundit named Candace Owens staged her own fake photos mocking AOC. Every mainstream media outlet fact-checked the right-wing posts and said that AOC was correct. They claimed the border was nearby her location, migrant children were nearby her location, and therefore AOC was correct to cry. Fact check. Now you are all smart people. I'm going to show you the other camera angle, and you tell me if you think this photo was staged. It looks to me like she's crying at a parking lot full of cars. I see no migrant children to cry over. Do you? I think AOC is a liar and a hypocrite. People also think AOC is dumb because she says things like this.
Millennials and people and Gen Z and all these folks that come after us are looking up, and we're like, the world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. And your biggest issue is how are we going to pay for it?
So she thinks the world is going to end in 12 years because of climate change. By the way, she said this in 2019. So according to AOC, the world is going to end in only 6 years. Now, if you just think about the world around you, what sane person would think the world was going to end in 6 years? But I actually disagree with people who think AOC is dumb. I actually think she's smart. Her background is that she was a bartender before she started working in Congress. You do not go from pouring drinks to being a wealthy congresswoman unless you are smart. And I have to also add that you can learn a lot about life from being a bartender. Don't count out people who work in restaurants, because they know a lot. Rather than being dumb, it is possible that she is just a disreputable woman and that she's lying to the American people. AOC has recently received a lot of criticism for acquiring a lot of wealth as a congresswoman. This rumor mainly comes because we keep seeing AOC doing these lavish, expensive things like attend the Met Gala. But AOC has debunked this rumor, claiming that she's actually one of the poorest members of Congress. In her latest financial disclosure form, AOC lists her assets between $3,003 and $45,000, and the student loan debt between $15,000 to $50,000. So according to this, she actually has a negative net worth. AOC is actually broke, guys. Come on, stop giving her a hard time. But let's analyze the numbers. This info came from her financial disclosure form from 2021. Obviously, we're 4 years later, and AOC has provided an update. When she was criticized on X for being wealthy, she said, "You are completely making things up. I'm not even worth $1 million or $500,000. I am one of the lowest net worth members of Congress, trade no individual stock, and take no outside income." As a member of Congress, AOC makes $174,000 per year. So she's essentially saying that for the last 4 years, she has received her salary and nothing else. That would be $696,000, so minus some living expenses, would account for the $500,000 that she's referring to. But something still doesn't seem right to me about AOC. How is she funding her lavish lifestyle? And then there's this. Last year, the New York Times reported that AOC gave a $260,000 donation to the Democrat Party in order to stop Donald Trump. Plus, she promised to contribute another $500,000 to other Democrat candidates. How is poor AOC getting all of this money? She's just so poor, but she is somehow able to get her hands on $760,000 to give to other people's campaigns. It turns out that AOC is one of the biggest fundraisers for the Democrat Party. Her campaign committee says she has raised $37 million since 2019 and another $11.1 million for other nonprofit groups. Is her access to this money how she is able to support her lavish lifestyle? Then I realized something else. Remember AOC's fiancé, Riley Roberts? AOC confirmed on X that they were engaged in April 2022. That was almost 3 years ago. That's strange. Why would somebody stay engaged for 3 years? And I've not heard that they have any plans to get married anytime soon. What is going on? Don't you think that's odd? If someone gets engaged, they usually don't wait years to get married. Then I found these payments from FEC documents that show AOC's campaign transferring money to a company called Brand New Congress, LLC. This company was operated by someone named Saikat Chakrabarti, who was the chief of staff for AOC. Riley Roberts was then hired by Brand New Congress as a marketing consultant. This makes me wonder, how many payments has Riley Roberts received like this? AOC is paying this company, who is then paying Riley Roberts. This reminds me a lot of Fani Willis, who hired her boyfriend, who then paid for a bunch of fancy vacations for Fani. Which begs the question, is the real reason that AOC has remained engaged for 3 years because she does not want to have to report Riley Roberts' income as her spouse on financial disclosure forms? How much money is Riley Roberts making? What is it called when you transfer money through multiple shell companies to hide where the money came from? Oh yeah, it's called money laundering. In fact, a conservative watchdog group filed a complaint with the FEC accusing AOC of funneling $1 million in donations into private accounts.
Basically, what she and her chief of staff are accused of doing is moving almost $1 million from a PAC fund that they controlled over to an LLC, a limited liability corporation that they controlled. So were I her, I would ask this gentleman in the photo here, who is a multi-millionaire, tech and finance smart guy who's running her campaign, I would say, hey, why am I moving this money, these donations that were made to me from this PAC over to this other account that I control? I control them both. Why move it? What difference does it make?
Yeah.
Well, one difference could be, look at the rules that govern both. And the rules that govern a PAC are very clear and much more strict about how much you can spend, where it came from, what you have to disclose, how you list things. When it's an LLC, a limited liability corporation, the rules are very different, much lighter. And she marked a lot of stuff strategic consulting. And you can do that rather than itemizing things.
Have you ever wondered how politicians go to Washington, D.C. and suddenly get rich? Listen to this, because I'm going to show you how they do it. This is what the complaint alleges AOC was doing. AOC had her campaign funds, which have a lot of donation restrictions. Then, AOC's chief of staff created multiple PACs, which raised $3.3 million. He then created multiple LLCs, which he then transferred $1 million. The payments were recorded as strategic consulting. So AOC raises all this money, and then $1 million ends up in companies that she effectively controls. Meanwhile, she can claim that she technically doesn't own it, and she is poor, and she has no money. I'm sorry, but something does not seem right here. Well, it turns out that the FEC agrees with me. After a 2-year investigation, the FEC determined that AOC's campaign broke the law and failed to disclose campaign contributions. And then they decided to completely dismiss the case. What? How can they do that? It seems like the FEC under Joe Biden completely gave AOC a pass. What is even worse is that normally, if the FEC makes a decision that makes no sense, like this one, you have 30 days to sue. Well, the FEC did not disclose the records of their decision until after the 30-day window had passed, so no one was allowed to question their decision. This sounds like corruption. We know for a fact of at least this one instance where AOC transferred $1 million to this shell company. How is she claiming that she has no money? A better question is whether AOC's engagement is even real. Or is it just a shell game for her to funnel money without having to disclose it? Here's another question. Is it a crime to lie on a financial disclosure form?
Think about what socialism is. Like, the very definition is a government takeover the means of production. It's a power grab.
Yes.
That's what she's been all about, is a power grab. I'm in charge. I'm the boss. We go to Washington. We decide. We get the means of production. We get control. And we tell you all what you get. It's all has the same theme if you boil it down to its most basic sense. So she doesn't want other people using planes, but she'll use a plane going back and forth between D.C. and New York because she's important. It means she's the ruling class. She's powerful.
Exactly.
She's important. So she gets to do these things. But for you and me, we're just, the serfs along the way. So we shouldn't, have a carbon footprint. We shouldn't do all these other things. And I
will
think
see you on the bus, Melissa Francis. They have Wi-Fi.
I love the bus. I love the subway, the Q train. It's right by my apartment. I'll see you there.
I am sorry, but I don't trust this woman. And I think you can see why people got so upset when Elon Musk started flirting with AOC on X. AOC posted, "Tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skew it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel took him to dinner and made him feel special." Elon Musk replied, "Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy." AOC posted, LMAO at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. Elon Musk replied, "Your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. Another account called Tesla Economics posted this photo of AOC and said, "Elon wins the date with AOC." Elon Musk replied, "Alas, she would never date me. I'm not cool enough." Crying face emoji. On the day of Trump's election, AOC posted, "We ran 80,000 election simulations and women are pissed off and well organized in every one of them." Elon Musk replied, "The reality is that an enormous number of sensible, smart women voted for real Donald Trump. He would not have won without them." They are clearly hitting on each other online. Just like what we saw with Ashley St. Clair, this is Elon Musk's method of picking up women. Also, we should remember that when Elon Musk bought X, something strange happened to AOC's X account.
I was at a community event in the Bronx in Co-op City, and when I get home, I see a text from my team saying, "Hey, let me know if you need any help with this Elon stuff." And I was like, "What?" So I pull up my Twitter app, and it's like gone. Like when you pull up your mentions and stuff like that, it's just like literally like a blank screen, totally gone. And I was like, that's weird. So it turns out we got under a certain little billionaire skin.
So it appears, although this is not confirmed, that Elon Musk was personally messing with AOC's notifications on her account. Did Elon do this to get her to notice him? We know it worked because she made a video about it. Now here is something I don't understand. In all these interactions, AOC is clearly flirting with Elon Musk. Why don't her communist supporters have a problem with this? He is the bourgeoisie. That's supposed to be the enemy. Why are the communists okay with AOC using her feminine wiles to try and seduce the richest man in the world? I don't understand that. Just to show you how obvious this is, I'm going to show you two videos. AOC before the election of Donald Trump and AOC after the election. This is 4 days before the election, and AOC is very shrill when talking about Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is a union buster and Donald Trump is a scab. And to Elon Musk, we have one message, which is get your money out of politics. It's no good here.
Those are strong words. Now here is AOC after the election, again talking about Elon Musk. But this time, she's acting flirty and tossing her hair. Take a look.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart.
She is flirting. Am I the only person who sees this? First of all, she says Elon is one of the most unintelligent billionaires she has ever met. Well, that's just ridiculous. Elon Musk is literally a rocket scientist. Actually, he's probably the most knowledgeable rocket scientist in the entire world. And here is AOC, a bartender, calling a rocket scientist unintelligent. Really? I think she's just teasing him. And second, why the dramatic change from before the election? What is that? Why is she acting flirty? What is going on? Then Elon Musk held his first news conference about DOGE in the Oval Office.
Democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we'd have to, if you, sorry. So, tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
Yes, Elon Musk brought his son X to the press conference. Now, I just have to give Elon some advice here. Do not bring your kid to a press conference. You are giving the press permission to comment on your kid. For instance, during the interview, little X was picking his nose, and then he wiped his boogers on the Resolute desk. Now he's going to forever have this video of him out there picking his nose. I'll be honest, when I saw him smear his boogers on the desk, I was a little angry. But then I remembered that Bill Clinton used to be president. So there's probably been a lot of worse bodily fluids on the Resolute desk. In comparison, this was really not so bad. Something else I also have to point out. Every time I see Donald Trump, he just seems like a really great guy. Imagine this. Imagine you are the president of the United States. You are the most powerful person in the world, and some kid with a runny nose is wiping his boogers on your desk. What would you do? I would probably smack the kid. But Donald Trump is so nice to him. Trump acknowledges him, gives him a little nod, and he gives that kid an experience he's going to remember for the rest of his life. Kudos to Donald Trump. What a great guy. Then Elon Musk did something that struck me as odd. Donald Trump started talking about fraud that DOGE had found at the Roosevelt Hotel.
We have a case in New York where a hotel has paid $59 million. $59 million because it's housing migrants, illegal migrants. All illegal, I believe.
And they were being paid twice the normal room rate at 100% occupancy.
Unbelievable.
So it's a racket.
Mr. Musk, can I ask a question?
Well, if I may sort of just going for the president's comment.
They are talking about $59 million that was paid to this New York hotel to house illegal immigrants, even though Donald Trump had issued an executive order not to spend any more money housing illegal immigrants. This was also the same hotel that once housed the illegal immigrant that murdered Georgia student Laken Riley. After this payment was discovered, FEMA fired 4 people involved in the transfer and took the money back. What struck me as odd was when Donald Trump starts talking about the hotel, Elon Musk cuts him off. As the camera slowly pans out, we see that Elon Musk is making a strange face. He only makes his face for a second, and then he goes back to his normal speaking pattern as he moves on to a different topic. But that was not his normal face. I'm telling you, as an accountant, I have seen that expression before. That is the face a man makes before he does something stupid with his money for a woman. I think it's pretty obvious that he's thinking about something. Why was Elon making this face? And why did he change the subject so quickly? I think we have to ask the question, why did DOGE look into this specific hotel? Out of all the hotels in the country that were receiving federal funds, why did they look into the hotel that is in the same New York City neighborhood as AOC? Do you know how many payments the federal government sends out every day? How did they notice this specific one? Do you think that's a coincidence? Or was Elon Musk looking for a reason to go talk to his crush? Is this the same thing that happened when someone was messing around with AOC's X account? Is Elon Musk trying to get AOC's attention? To state it more bluntly, is Elon Musk using DOGE to pick up women? This really comes down to whether you think that Elon Musk actually did mess with AOC's account on X.com. I think that's a pretty strong possibility, and if he did that, why wouldn't he use DOGE to mess with her? Let's look at the timeline. AOC makes her flirty video on February 4th. Elon Musk just happens to find the payment in the New York City hotel on February 10th. Then they hold the news conference where Elon makes his strange face on February 11th. And then 3 days later, on Valentine's Day, Elon Musk posts this photo. Now I want you to take a closer look at this image. Do you notice anything? The robot is holding a bunch of roses. Do you know which member of Congress is represented by a rose? AOC. In fact, AOC put a rose on her profile page on X.com. So the real question is, Did Elon Musk hide a secret coded message in his Valentine's Day post as a message to AOC? I'm going to explain this because people outside political circles don't understand how obvious this is. The Democrats use secret code words for each other, and the code word for AOC is a rose. She has since taken the rose off her profile page, but she had it on there for a long time because the rose is the official flower of the Democratic Socialists of America, or the DSA. Now, the DSA is different from the Democrat National Committee. The DSA is the far left wing of the party. They're essentially communists. These are people who believe in the hammer and sickle and want to make the US into the Soviet Union. So by AOC putting the rose on her profile page, she's making a statement that she is the member of Congress that stands for communism. The Democrats will then use different flowers as code words for each other. And you can see this if you go to Democrat social media spaces. They will use these different emojis. A red rose means you're a Democratic Socialist. A sunflower means you're Green Party. A hibiscus means that you used to support Tulsi Gabbard. And that is why it is well known that the code word for AOC is a rose. Now, if you still don't believe me, why is it that when AOC was photographed for the cover of Vanity Fair, is she pictured in front of a wall of red roses? It is because they are sending you secret messages about communism. So when we get to Valentine's Day, Elon Musk is feeling lonely and vulnerable, and he sends out this post with a bunch of roses. We know it's not for his baby's mother, who he's not talking to. Who do you think this post is for? I'm just going to be blunt. I think that Elon Musk thinks AOC is hot. I think he has a crush on her. And given Elon Musk's history, we know that he has a problem with crazy women. I think Elon Musk needs to tell us whether AOC is influencing any of his decisions at DOGE. Remember that Elon Musk has never worked in the government before. He's only run his own companies. He may not realize that you cannot act the same way as a government employee that you would do as the owner of a company. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, oh, that's so cute. He's using a robot to send secret coded messages. No, it's not cute. This is not an episode of The Bachelor, the White House edition. Elon Musk needs to stay away from this disreputable woman. Trump should issue an executive order banning AOC from going within 100 yards of him. If AOC gets her communist tentacles into Elon Musk, we are never going to see our money ever again. Now, if you think that I'm blowing this out of proportion or that I'm misinterpreting Elon Musk's state of mind, take a look at this. This week, another tech billionaire, Sam Altman, gave this interview.
Do you think Musk's approach then is from a position of insecurity about XAI?
Probably his whole life is from a position of insecurity. I feel for the guy.
You feel for him?
I do, actually. I don't think he's like a happy person. I do feel for him.
Just so you understand what is going on, Sam Altman is the co-founder and CEO of OpenAI, which is arguably the leader in AI software. He used to work closely with Elon Musk. In fact, when OpenAI was first started, Altman and Musk were both co-chairs of the company. So this is not just some random person. He knows what he's talking about from personal experience, and he is saying that Elon Musk is vulnerable. This is his weakness. We also know that Elon Musk is unhappy from his own interviews.
You said that you cannot be and don't want to be alone. I very much share that feeling.
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
I think it's just a natural human reaction. I mean, most people don't.
A lot of people are happy if they are alone.
Really? That's, I think most people are not happy being alone.
Do you feel lonely?
I mean, there are times when I feel lonely, yes. But I mean, I think it's pretty basic. Like if I'm, say, working on the Starship rocket down at, South Texas, and I'm just staying in my little house by myself, especially if I forget my dog, if my dog is not with me, then then I feel quite lonely because I'm just in a little house by myself with not even a dog.
We're all doomed. I cannot believe we are 1 month into Trump's presidency and already the team at the White House is falling apart. But there's more.
Can love for projects, for work, compensate love among people?
I think love of work, in my experience, can at best make one halfway happy.
Perhaps that's your biggest hope, to be really in love.
I have been in the past.
Can Donald Trump please find this man a girlfriend? I know Trump is busy ending the war in Ukraine and finding peace in the Middle East, but if he has some free time, it would be great if he could find a girlfriend for Elon Musk. Or at least find someone to give him a back rub or something. We need Elon focused on protecting our money at DOGE.
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Well, first of all, you couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted, we have a majority of the public voting for President Trump. We won the House, we won the Senate. The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
Yes, that is the Elon Musk that we want to see. Actually, Donald Trump is a good person for Elon to talk to. I don't know if you realize this. Donald Trump was about the same age as Elon Musk when he married Melania. And now, she's the first lady. So Donald Trump knows how to find someone wonderful. Now, for legal purposes, I have to say that I do not have any definitive evidence that Elon Musk and AOC are dating. However, this is something I'm keeping my eye on. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever known a man to do something stupid for the sake of love? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you find these videos helpful, consider signing up for a monthly membership on my website, wolvesandfinance.com. For $6 a month, your support helps me to continue to make these videos. I'm Zach from Wolves and Finance. Thank you for watching.